Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joining your other host,
Karen.
And today, as the title would suggest, we are going to talk about Lorna Shore.
A band we care about.
A band you care about. I care about them too, I'm not going to lie. I do like them.
Yeah.
This was part of their North American tour. They stopped here in Chicago on Thursday, October 23rd at the Salt Shed. Opening for them, we have the Black Dahlia Murders, Shadow of Intent, and Peelingflesh.
Flesh.
God damn it. And Peelingflesh. I don't know how much of that Karen's going to keep in the edit, but I fucked that name up quite a bit.
Took you a little bit.
Yes. Tickets for this were $45 with $13.25 in fees and $5.83 in tax.
Oh, 29%. I was reading the taxes,
column next to that, yeah.
No, the fee percentage. I was reading the taxes, the fee percentage was like, that's really low for Live Nation.
Yeah, it's 29.
Yeah.
Almost 30% fee rate. Which is, I think that's pretty standard for Live Nation shit. Yeah, definitely. Maybe a little higher. I don't know.
Yeah. So originally this concert was said to be outdoors in the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Mid-October,
late October. October 23rd. Late October here in Chicago.
Yeah, for Chicago. So
I remember when we first bought tickets for this, when it was first announced, and seeing that it was in the fairgrounds, you were excited because you've never seen a show in the fairgrounds at the Salt Shed. I've seen one show there, Goose, I think is what it was. It's a fun little spot to see a show. So I was kind of excited for you to see a show, but I also knew it wasn't going to be at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I knew that too. Yeah.
I think, part of it was like, well, maybe it will be because you looked at like the weather early in October and you're like, there's 70-degree days here early in October. And I was like, no, it's definitely going to be moving inside into the building. I felt like you were somewhat hoping it would be outside.
No, I kind of knew it was going to be inside, but I was mentally preparing in case it was outside.
Yeah, because I remember you being like, well, it can be a little chilly and we'll wear sweaters and it's fine. People can wear sweaters and whatever. Yeah. But
sorry, I wasn't ever like, oh my God, no, it's going to definitely be outside. I never had that thought.
Okay. I took it more as you were definitely more leaning towards it will be outside, like maybe wishful thinking or something. But when we had the conversations, the vibe I got was you saying this is going to be outside and me being like, there's no chance in fucking hell that this is outside. This is going to be inside, 100% guaranteed. This will be inside. And well,
anyways, 5 minutes later, it was not outside. It was inside.
It was not. About a week before the show, we got an email or sometime before the show, we got an email saying like the show has been moved inside. And it's like, of course it has. It's fucking late October in Chicago. It gets cold as fuck, especially when the wind starts blowing off the lake. Like there's no fucking way you're going to have this outside. Why would you even try or even say this was going to be outside?
Yeah.
Like that was the part of me that was like, what the fuck are you saying? Like there's no chance in fucking hell this is going to be outside. Why the fuck are you even selling it as an outside show? But whatever. It is what it is. A couple days before as well, or maybe the day before, we did get the email, like the know before you go, where they had what time the doors were, which were 4:30 p.m. were the doors for this show. 5 bands, okay.
4 bands.
4 bands. I always thought there's 5, but yeah, 4 bands. The last show we went to at the Salt Shed, I think, was Nick Cave and the Bad Seed. And it was a very similar thing where they opened the doors and then it was, I want to say, an hour and a half before the show time.
Okay.
Which I expected this to be the same thing. Doors at 4:30, an hour and a half for the show to start, so therefore 6 o'clock. We were going to plan to go to Goose Island, which is right there. It's the first time you've ever been there. I've been there a couple times, I think. And we were going to get dinner and then go to the show. Plenty of time. We left the house at 4:15 or so. I remember we got there and it was 5:18 when we got there. So roughly an hour later. And we went to the front desk or the box office and asked them, hey, what time are set times? Just to double check. Because in the know before you go email, it does say set times, download our app to see the set times, which is kind of a bullshit thing. Put the fucking set times if you know them in the goddamn email. Maybe they didn't know them at the time it went out. but I really hate the fact that every venue now has their own app. You have to download.
Oh, does every venue?
Well, not every venue has an app that you have
okay.
to, but like the rave up in Milwaukee has their own app as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But their app basically just links you out to their website. So you open the app and you click on like calendar and it's a link to their website and it opens in a browser.
Okay.
This Salt Shed app is like a legit app. So we downloaded it on our way there because we were trying to figure out what time the set times were, see if we had time to get dinner. And the set times weren't on the app. I was like, what the fuck? You told me to come here to do this. It's not on here. Fast forward a little bit after peeling flesh. After peeling flesh, I opened the app again. Took a quick little video to like put in this video recording, if you're watching this on YouTube, of what the app looked like. And sure enough, there was sort of a link next to Lorna Shore that says read more. And then it does have the set times. And sure enough, it was 5:30 was the first set time starting. So we didn't have time to go get Goose Island. We grabbed a quick pizza real quick before getting in because I was saving up, room in my stomach to go to Goose Island. I was hungry all day. I was like, no, I'm going to have a big meal at Goose Island. I don't want to be, not hungry for that. So whatever. Got pizza, got into the venue, got in to see the first set, maybe like a minute or two before it actually started. And again, I thought it was going to be at 6 o'clock because the Salt Shed is this massive fucking complex that has so much going on. And I feel like they want you there early to go and explore these things like the arcade, the dispensary, the bars, the restaurants, all that shit around this whole complex as a whole. So seeing the show start, like legit start at 5:30 is fucking weird to me. That seems way too fucking early.
It was pretty early. I was surprised because when I saw 4:30, I kind of thought this. Well, at first I saw it when we were walking, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's what the email says." Like, then we don't have enough time to do everything we need to do.
Yeah, and again, though, I was thinking like we had an hour and a half before the show. Like I was expecting 6 o'clock for the show to start.
Oh, okay.
Which also is early too for a show, right? Like 7 o'clock seems like a good starting time for a show.
Yeah, but there's 4 bands, so.
I mean, still, we've been to shows that, start at 7 with 4 bands too. It's weird. It seems like there might be a curfew here because it seems like it was supposed to be done at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. I don't know about the Salt Shed neighborhood if there is, because it's indoor. Unless they just kept the time for like if it was outdoors.
Oh, because it was supposed to be outdoors originally. Yeah. They were sort of
maybe then they have a 10 o'clock
their permit or something was, all right, the show has to be done at this time.
Where
I didn't think about that. Yeah,
that's probably what it was actually. And since they moved it inside, they didn't want to move the times.
Like re-permitize, or I don't know how that works. If you had to do a permit or whatnot, but I don't know. Yeah, interesting. That makes more sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, that just popped in my head right now.
Yeah.
So,
anywho, like we've been to shows that start that early too, and it seems like a weird fucking time to start a show. I mean, people work till 5 p.m. and then taking transit to this venue or driving in outside of the city. A lot of people drove in. It's like you have to give people fucking time to like get in, and traffic in Chicago is fucking a joke anyway. So I don't know. The start time of this show was a little frustrating for me.
Okay. It didn't frustrate me at all. It was just new. So
yeah, no,
or not new, but like, I mean, once we found out that it started, it's like, okay, now our plans change.
Yeah, no, yeah. All I'm saying is we could have bumped this time back, and it could have been a little more manageable from like a fan perspective for me personally. The other thing is once we got in, again, it's late October. It's cold as shit. I was trying to find the coat check. I ended up walking up to somebody like, hey, who works there? I was like, where's the coat check? Do you guys have coat check? And they're like, no, coat check is actually, it's being installed next week. So I don't know if they're going to add a permanent coat check or if it's a temporary coat check thing that they're adding.
Yeah.
A part of me is like, it's going to be fucking cold. Have a coat check. Like if you're moving this inside because it's too cold, which is what I assume they did, like, people are going to wear coats and shit. So have a fucking coat check, and also make sure it's a permanent coat check and have it open year round. Like the rave has it open to year round, I think, if I remember correctly. But
I don't know if it's open for regular shows though.
Maybe not. It could not.
Like Milwaukee Metal Fest it is, so you can check your merch.
And that's what I was going to say is like having a permanent a coat check that's open year round could then be used for merch. Because we've done that before. It's like, I don't know. To me, that's a way of adding revenue stream to your venue of people will use it $5, $10 to check my merch that I don't have to hold all night long. People would gladly do that. We've done it. I've seen other people do it. So, and there's no way they're fucking paying those people who work that like a living wage. It's got to be like minimum wage or some shit, right? Like,
I don't know.
I would assume.
I would hope not, but
I would hope
possibly.
not, but I would, especially at like a Live Nation venue. I would. Anywho, we don't know that aspect of things.
I thought Salt Show was owned.
It is. I'm
privately.
just saying in general.
Oh, okay.
In general, like,
okay. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I think it's owned separate or like independent.
there's like a group of guys or a group
Yeah.
of people who own that, and the Outset here in Chicago.
No, Elsa is owned by the same people that own Radius.
Right, that's what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
I get that mixed together. I know there's two different sort of private equity or private groups that own each one of those venues.
Yeah.
Any case, all that to say, well, I guess one more thing real quick, because
Okay.
I just want to talk about the venue real quick, because every time we go here, there's a new thing that we experience with this venue, because it seems like every time we go, it's sort of evolving and always
Okay.
growing. The other thing that was new for us this time that we didn't experience until after the show was this sort of upscale lounge type thing, this little bar lounge
Oh
area.
yeah. I was like, what was new this time? Yeah.
So that was
it
new.
may have been there before, or like when we were there
It has
for like
been.
night caves and stuff, but we never went.
It has been there before. We didn't know how to get up there into that. This time, at the end of the show, we were at the very, very top, level 3 of this venue. So, the ground floor inside the venue is your GA, and then all the way back from the stage is your sort of stadium seating that you can go up into. Halfway through the stadium seating, or the grandstands, I think they call it.
Yeah, grandstands. Yeah.
There's another level where there's a bar in the back, which tip for people going there, that bar isn't as busy. So the bars down on the main floor are a lot busier. You can get up there, get a beer a lot quicker, and get back down to the floor faster than you would going through one of those lines down on the main floor. But there's that bar up there. There's some other seating areas as well. It's the same level that the sort of VIP or premium sort of box seat area is off on stage right. There's also the outdoor deck that is the smoking lounge where a lot of people go out and smoke. You go up one more level, and there's another little platform where you can sit. It's at the top of the grandstands. I think that's where the door was to go across the catwalk into that little lounge area, which we've only been up there the very first time we saw a show. I haven't been up there ever since that first sort of...
Oh yeah, that's where we stood for Bad Omens. Yeah.
Yeah, that Bad Omen show.
When you yelled at people.
Yeah, I was not very happy that night.
No.
Anywho, there's a catwalk thing that you can go through to get to the other side, which is this sort of upscale lounge. Great views of the city. Drinks are a little bit more expensive. I want to say, well, maybe not that bad.
It was $16.
$16 for a cocktail. That's about right.
Yeah. I mean, for Chicago, it's
Pretty
kind of
standard.
Standard, yeah.
Maybe a little cheaper than other venues, like, I don't know.
Like House of Blues is $25 for a cocktail.
Yeah, so this is actually
you're
not that bad.
in the venue anymore. Like, it's
You're
the
not.
same complex, but you're not in the venue. So, like, if you go over there to get a drink, you aren't at the concert anymore. Like,
Sure, and we weren't up there for any part of the concert.
No,
so there was one bit we left after Shadow Intent and went to the arcade after you got food. Like the last two songs of Shadow Intent.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got you food and we went to the arcade. They were playing the music across the PA system through the entire complex, even in the arcade. I don't know if they do the same thing up in that lounge area of
maybe.
put the music over the PA there. They could very easily do that.
Maybe.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet
I don't
they
remember
do.
music or anything while we were there, though.
Again, it was after the show, though.
It was, but you would think that they would just transition to
Turn
something else.
on. Or they were trying to get the fuck out. They're like, we're done for the night. Let's get
Possibly,
out.
yeah.
But this space has a really, really good view of the grandstand area where it would be outside on like the fairgrounds. So I have seen people up there, especially during that Goose show, up there hanging out and watching the show from there, I believe. I can't remember 100%. But I don't know if this is open to the general public during that or only to like the VIP people who have access to that area during like a fairground show.
Yeah.
It is a really cool spot. I definitely want to check this out again. I could see myself, getting a drink and hanging out there in between sets and checking out. Like I said, it's got one of the best views of the city, of the skyline for sure. So it's a really cool spot. It's our first time up there. So I don't know. I'd definitely check that out again at some point during a show.
I don't know about during a show, but I would go
Sure.
back if you can. Yeah.
Yeah, not during a show, but during like the set change or something if you're out wandering around.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's enough about the venue. Like I said, every time we go there, we discover something new about this venue, and this was the new stuff we discovered this time about the venue. I don't know about the coat check, though. Hopefully, it's a permanent thing. I'm a big
Are you
fan.
gonna ask next summer when we go to the next show there.
I might go.
Well, I think you're going back though this year. I think for a show.
I am Hot Mulligan.
Yeah. So
I don't know what the fuck that's all about. A friend's going and invited me, so I'm going to check that out.
So you can check your coat then.
I will check. You know what? I will do that. It's going to be in like December or some shit. So I'm going to take a coat. I'm going to check it, and then we'll see if it's permanent or just a temporary sort of.
Just a
here's
hanger
a coat
or
rack.
like a coat rack on the wall.
In any case, I've rambled too much about the venue itself. Let's get straight into the music, I guess. Starting with Peelingflesh. Do you want to read off their set list for us?
Okay, so we're gonna read the set list from Los Angeles because they didn't have one for Chicago or anything closer to our show.
Yeah.
First song was Unknown. I Got Fired Today. I'm Headed to the Casino. Martyr Apollos. Shoot to Kill. Perk 3000. Holding. Then another unknown song. Tear the Club Up. Midnight. DVPB. And then FFWAS.
Yeah, just another deathcore, death metal band. Would they be deathcore? Or just like a death metal band?
Not death metal. I mean, it's kind of death metal, but
It's death metal adjacent. Death hardcore, I guess. They definitely have some hardcore elements to them.
I would
in
say
their
more
music.
death hardcore, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be called, if that's really a thing or not.
I mean, according to Wikipedia, they're just death metal, but I would say it's more like, yeah, like hardcore, not hardcore punk. I wouldn't say that. Slam death metal or brutal death metal is also what Wikipedia
Really?
says.
I don't. Again, I'm really shitty with subgenres.
Yeah.
This definitely didn't feel like death metal. Like Amon Amarth to me is death metal. This is like not the same thing as Amon Amarth by any
Yeah, that's
means.
what I'm saying. It makes more sense by the slam death metal or brutal death metal.
Well, even brutal death metal, I'm like, it's not. I don't know what I would consider to be brutal death metal, but definitely like the
Doesn't
slam.
brutal death metal have like the growls, like what?
Well, I guess what I'm going to is it's definitely got a lot more punk or hardcore aspects to it with death metal. And to me, brutal death metal doesn't really have the hardcore aspect to it, I guess. And again, I don't know. I'm not really good with genres, especially like the death metal or, hardcore death metal.
Oh yeah, Cannibal Corpse would be considered
Yeah, that's a good example.
brutal death metal, so it's kind of the same.
Really? You think so? I don't know.
Guttural vocals, that's what it's called. Guttural vocals. I need to start saying that instead of pig growls.
Pig growls.
Pig squeals.
Any case, whatever genre it was, I was not the biggest fan of these guys personally. Okay. I did not enjoy their set. I don't even think I was in a shitty mood or anything.
You never seemed like in a shitty mood the whole night, so I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't know. You said I wasn't in a shitty mood.
I didn't feel like you were.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying is I don't feel like I was in a shitty mood. So I just wasn't feeling the music. I wasn't into it. I didn't like the guitar riffs. It seemed very repetitive to me with like it's the same sort of chunky guitar riff over and over and over, like the 3 chords or 3 notes or whatever the fuck they do. And then you throw in like and then you do the same like 3 things again, and then like you do that one note where you like wiggle the fucking string or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it's called. It was very repetitive, very generic to me.
Yeah, kind of like Dream Theater, who we saw just a few days ago.
Yeah, but
very generic.
But no, Dream Theater is not generic. Dream Theater.
Oh no, they had the same cadence of every single song. It's very generic.
So all right, so see, this is where like,
I know.
I think you really like these guys. I think you really like this band.
I liked them. Yeah, like I don't know if it would be a go-to. Like I would listen to them a lot or something, but I didn't mind it. There was good drops. There was good headbanging music.
See, and you didn't really like Dream Theater, where I'm reverse. I love Dream Theater.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm just...
Because I just said the same exact thing during our Dream Theater episode where I was like, it's the same thing over and over and over. And you're like, no, it's not. And here I'm showing you it's not.
I do agree. This is definitely not my go-to music. And to me, it was very generic to all of the other sort of music like this that's out there. Not all of it, but a lot of it, like the pretty middle of the road sort of shit is like, all right, this band, it feels good to be the first opener. I don't see them.
Oh yeah, I would agree there.
Like they don't really fit into another slot, especially with these other bands this night.
With this lineup, yeah, it makes sense for a first opener. For another type of show, like more hardcore show, like I could see them being more middle of the road, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Dying Wish. I really like Dying Wish. Like they're a band we've seen a number of times now. I really enjoy their stuff. They're in a very similar vein to this band, but I like their shit better. And I would, you know what I mean? Like this would be a good opener for that band is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
The other thing that I wasn't really the biggest fan of was the constant fucking backtracks. The backtrack for the intro, then the backtrack in the middle of the fucking song. Your lead singer up there just doing once, and then just letting the backtrack do its thing. I know he did more than that. Like there were parts where it was just and then let the music go and like pace back and forth on the stage. Like I don't know. It was not vibing for me. I did not enjoy this set. I don't know. I was not a fan of it.
That's fine. You can have that opinion.
Yeah, no, I'll have that opinion.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I do have to say, I like growls in music a lot. However, this type of vocals, the guttural vocals or whatever they call it, not 100% a fan of. I like the growl vocals where you can still understand what they're saying. Like a Lorna Shore or a Signs of the Swarm or something like that, like where you can understand words. This, not my favorite from a vocal standpoint.
That's interesting. I'm starting to understand Lorna Shore more now, but first time I listened to him, I did not understand the vocals at all.
Yeah.
So maybe it's one of those things, if you listen to it over and over, you'll start to pick up the vocals. There was their last song, I think that FW or FFWAS song, where there's a part where the whole crowd sung and like everybody in the crowd sung that bit. They knew that song.
Yeah.
And I will say that the crowd was super fucking into it. The crowd was vibing with this very, very well. I personally wasn't.
I know you already said that.
I know I did.
Yeah.
There was also a band not too long ago we saw at Reggie's. I can't remember what show that was.
Signs of the Swarm?
Yes, the Signs of the Swarm show. And it was one of the openers where they're like, and this song is and it's like, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck song that is. Do you remember that? Like,
no, I don't remember that.
They had the same sort of vocals where I was like, I don't fucking understand this at all. And we also brought up Cannibal Corpse already. The first time I saw them, I didn't like their set.
Yeah.
The more and more I've been seeing their sets live, because we've seen them a number of times now, they're growing on me quite a bit.
Yeah.
So this band might grow on me if we see them over and over and over. This first time I saw them, I just was not a fan. So I don't know, it could be something that grows on me. And same with you, like not understanding the vocals or not liking the vocals. It could be one of those things, if you listen to them over and over, you might catch on like, oh, all right, I get it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not my go-to growl vocals that I...
Oh, gotcha.
That's all
okay,
I'm saying.
gotcha.
It's like, I liked them. I liked, like I said, plenty of headbanging time. There's plenty of breakdowns. There's plenty of hardcore moshing going on. Even the backing tracks I thought were funny. Like, I don't know.
Some of them were funny. They were, but it seemed very not repetitive, but it was just like every song had it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I understand that you didn't care for the backing tracks. I just thought some of them were funny. Like, there's the clip of Sukana, I think her name is, but she's some rapper person who was asked like, oh, but you're a musician. And she's like, I make music. I'm not a musician. And it's like, duh, that's what a musician is. I don't know, just somebody who's fucking stupid and doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I've seen that not backing track. I've seen that clip a bunch of times too. And like the interviewer's like, no, I'm not, like, she's like, I'm not a magician. I'm not doing magic up there or stuff. I write music. Yeah. And it's like, no, they're two
that's
different words.
That's what a musician is. Yeah. But that was funny to me. There were some backing tracks where like the vocals were backing tracks. That was kind of not my thing. Lots of rap backing tracks was just absolutely fine. I'm not into rap that much. So I didn't get the references to those. This one I happened to see on social media, so I knew it. So
yeah, the rapping backing tracks that you brought up, that's something I do remember going into this, is the house music was more rap focused.
Yeah.
And
because we're outside listening to it. Yeah. I was like, oh, I can't. People hate metal music because of the satanicness or whatever of the lyrics or whatever, and I'm like, but rap is all disgusting, sexual.
Yeah, it can be.
Like degrading bodies and it's not my thing.
I do like rap. There's some rap I do really like a lot. this particular rap, I don't know who it was that was the backing track.
It was.
I did not like. I haven't listened to much rap outside of like the core songs I listened to that were, a thing in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
For a few years, anywho. So I don't know who's sort of big in the rap area
I
or
don't
rap
know anybody
genre.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe, is it Kendrick Lamar or whoever the fuck did the halftime show with like the A minor song or whatnot. I like his set. I like that.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, I liked his
I don't know
set.
who that was, but yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I liked the
Yeah.
music. This particular rap though, I was like, I don't like this rap at all. I don't get it. Like it's not my thing. It's not my go-to. Obviously not my go-to music. But even listening to it, there's like, I don't like this. This isn't fun. And then you go into the set and it leads right into the set, and it just sort of continues as sort of the intro into a song. And I was like, oh, that is kind of cool that they use that aspect of it to lead into their set, which I did enjoy that quite a bit. But I wasn't enjoying that intro to it.
No, yeah.
Anywho, as I've said multiple times, not my go-to, not my cup of tea, not something I enjoyed. You enjoyed it a little bit more so than I did. A band, if they come through town, not that I'm going to seek out, but if they're opening for sure, it's not going to
like
persuade me from seeing them.
Yeah, we'll show up to see an opener. Yeah, I am glad to finally find out whose logo it is, because I've seen that around so much, and I don't know what it says. So
it's a typical sort of death metal logo.
And this was so hard. I don't know. Like, I even tried to look at it afterwards. I'm like, I don't see it.
Because you like trying to figure out seeing the words in it. It's very similar to like Sanjuka Kasabag, where it's just like,
that one's hard too. Yeah.
I
just know that because of the shape. I'm like, I know what it is.
Honestly, when I saw that logo, we did a 666 on death metal
logos.
logos.
You were gonna do that again.
I was gonna pick this one up to put in the next round.
Well,
so
do
now
it in a couple weeks and I'll even forget about it. So
we'll see. I'm probably gonna throw this one in the next whenever we end up getting around to that. Might be several months from now. Anywho. Moving on to Shadow of Intent.
Shadow of Intent.
Which I always just call Shadow Intent, but it's Shadow of Intent.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever I say it in my head, it's Shadow Intent. Yeah.
Oh,
I always
Shadow of Intent. Yeah.
Anywho, what did they play for us?
They played Prepare to Die, Flying the Black Flag, Mechanical Chaos, Vehement Draconian Vengeance.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope I said that right. Infinity of Horrors, Feeding the Meat Grinder. And they ended with The Heretic Prevails.
So we saw them earlier this year. I can't remember exactly with who, but it was at House of Blues.
We Came as Romans. I went to see After the Burial.
After the Burial.
Yeah.
It was with We Came as Romans? That seems like a weird band to have with them. Maybe I'm thinking We Came as Romans is always more metalcore than it actually is.
They're metalcore, yeah.
Oh, no, it was Chelsea Grin.
Oh, see, with the Signs of the Swarm.
Yes.
And I was getting it mixed up, yeah.
Yeah,
because Currents was with After the Burial.
Yes, Currents. That was that show.
They were both at House of Blues. We left early both nights.
Very similar shows both nights. I do remember seeing Shadow of Intent at that show, but not having anything like stand out to me like, oh my God, these guys are awesome. I kind of maybe walked away with being like, oh, that was a good set. I enjoyed their set. I'll listen to them again. And we did add them to our concert playlist like we always do, or most always do. And there was a few days later after this show that I just had that playlist on shuffle at work while working, obviously, hopefully. And a Shadow of Intent song came on. And a few songs later, another Shadow of Intent, and a few more, another, and another, and another. It just seemed like it was an all-day stream of Shadow of Intent. And by the end of it, I was like, I really, really like Shadow of Intent. And a few days later, I did the same thing. I, put this playlist on shuffle, and it was just a constant Shadow of Intent sort of like, not repeat, but like it's going to be a Shadow of Intent day. So I really hate when Spotify does that, when you put a set list on shuffle and it's like the same band.
And then it plays the same thing over and over.
Because after like the fourth one, you're like, this set list has to be fucking almost done. Like, they were an opener, so they didn't play that much. They only played 7 songs this night. And of those 7 songs, we were able to add. So with our concert set list, we add the entire set list to our playlist. We add the entire set list for bands we've seen live to this in the order we see them. If we see a band multiple times, we only add the new songs to it. So of these 7 songs they played, we added 4 songs.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good 4 out of the 7, that's a pretty good
Yeah.
addition to the set list. Even though we just saw them a few months ago, they were all from their newest album this year.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering if that new album hadn't come out at the time
When we
of
saw
that
them.
first show.
Yeah.
So now they're touring on that new album, playing a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the songs I didn't know, but like that Black Flag song, Flying the Black Flag, that one I've heard a lot of their stuff. So I knew that song going into it, which it was fun. I was expecting to know more of their music, but I clearly didn't. So I don't know.
Yeah. I know we were supposed to see them earlier this year. You say that we stayed for the whole thing. I think that's a little like I'm not sure about sort of thing. I
Of
remember
this set?
of the set at House of Blues
Earlier this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So I remember being on the floor kind of on the floor. We were near the sound stage. We were on the floor. That's not kind of, but we were near the sound stage. Couldn't move at all. It was one of those days that was just like so packed that you couldn't move. And then that was for Signs of the Swarm. And then after that, I was like, fuck this. We can just leave. Like, I want to see Shadow of a Tent, but let's just leave. And we must have stood by the stairs or something during Shadow of a Tent and then left after them before Chelsea Grin.
Yeah, see, this is the show, like these two shows at House of Blues, the Chelsea Grin and the
We Came as Romans.
We Came as Roman shows are, like, to me, in my head, I know they're different. I remember different aspects of each one. Like the Currents, we were up in the balcony for Currents. I remember being back by that stair area you were talking about where we saw one of the sets. I remember being there. These two nights, though, are just sort of melding in my head as one.
That's what
I
I'm saying,
can't
too.
remember which is which. But now that you mentioned sort of what you remember, I kind of sort of have the same memory as well as we left. I feel like, though, we did stay for the entire Shadow of Intent set. We definitely did not stay for Chelsea Grin.
Yeah.
I think we left before they even took the stage. We're like, fuck this, we're done.
Yeah. We're just over House of Blues.
Yeah, we were pissed at the House of Blues, how it was like, it always feels so oversold. And I kind of wish we were able to be on the ground for Shadow of Intent if that was the band. Because if this is the night I'm remembering, those first two bands we were there, the crowd was fucking insane on the floor. They were jumping, and the entire floor, you could like feel it, like bouncing back and forth. So much so that the soundstage, we were back by the soundstage for that. And one of the sound engineers had their water on like the table next to it, and the floor was bouncing so much that it knocked their water on the ground. I remember watching that, like, holy fuck, this crowd is going insane for this. I just wish it was at a better venue. So I don't know. But yeah.
Anyways, back to the show.
Back to the show. This one.
But yeah, so I don't remember seeing Shadow of Intent, and they come up on my playlist all the time. I've sought them out to listen to on Spotify a few times and stuff like that, and I like them too. So to hear you say that you like a deathcore band is just awesome, because you don't like deathcore very much.
So metalcore, definitely not. Deathcore, I'm more of a fan of deathcore. Like, Whitechapel's deathcore, right?
Yes, melodic deathcore. Yeah,
melodic. Yeah, I like that. I'm a big fan of Whitechapel. Not a big fan, but I like Whitechapel. Lorna Shore, I like Lorna Shore. They're growing on me every day. I listen to them, which isn't that often, but I do listen to them. So definitely deathcore is more my style than metalcore for sure. And again, I don't remember that first show. I just remember like listening to the set list playlist that we have, and it came up a lot, and really, really enjoying after, the fourth time I listened to it within an hour.
Yeah.
The other thing, toward the end of the set, I think they said we have 2 more songs left. At that point, we're like, all right, let's go grab some food real quick, because again, we hadn't eaten. We were going to go to not House of Blues, Goose Island, as I said earlier, and get food there, but whatever. I got pizza outside. You wanted to try some food. You got like a bean burrito churro thing.
It was like bean and potato taquito.
Taquito, is that what that's called?
Taquito.
Okay. I've never heard of that, or I've seen that. I'm not a big Mexican food fan, honestly, unless it's a quesadilla, a cheese quesadilla. I can eat some cheese quesadillas all day long. But yeah, we did that. We went to the arcade, and like I said, the sound of the last 2 songs were being played over the PA system out in that area that you could check out or listen to.
In the area by the food, it was, but then by the time we went to the arcade, they were done.
No, it was still playing.
It was still playing?
It was still playing,
See, I thought we walked in and I was like, oh, this is more like mellow music.
Maybe it was done and they had switched over to house music at that time.
Yeah, I think they did, because so when we went to the Salt Shed and saw the arcade open a few concerts ago.
Nick Cave's was the first time.
Was that the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. So
because they had that weird house music going on where it was like just no music, was this vibey sort of chill thing.
Okay. I just remember being like, oh, it'd be so cool if like during the show, if they like play the music or whatever.
Yep.
But by the time we got in there, I'm pretty sure it was over. Like,
Okay.
I don't remember hearing the music when we got in there.
I thought I heard it, but I definitely heard it over the PA, and it could have been out in that lobby area where the merch was and whatnot. Because we also got merch when we were out there around this time as well.
Yeah, we got it.
That's when we got our merch, because the line was basically non-existent at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of standing in the lines.
The long lines for merch. We did that once at the Whitechapel, Lorna Shore. No, it was the Lorna Shore, the last time they were at the Radius.
Yeah, Lorna Shore, Whitechapel during KubaCon. Yeah.
And we stood in line for like 40 fucking minutes. Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, this line wasn't ever that long.
No.
But it was crazy that night. Anyways, let's go on to Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah, so we left the arcade, we went up, and we decided to sit in the grandstand at the very, very top of the grandstands for the Black Dahlia Murders.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, is that always GA or are those sold tickets?
The top, as far as I know, has always been GA.
Where you can sit?
So the first time we were there, they didn't have seats. It was completely standing. This time they had folding chairs out there where you could sit down. And they did sort of have like a little rope area blocking that off, I think. So I'm not sure if that was supposed to be sort of reserved seating or whatnot, but nobody told us we couldn't sit there.
Yeah, I'm going to look next time we go because at the bottom of the stairs, it just said like additional GA seating upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
Is what the sign said. And in my mind, I'm thinking for the shows that we go to anyways, like if I'm wondering if that's always just GA seating and then there's the VIP seating or if it is, Nikkei's may have been different,
Yes.
but like going to like a metal show, if it's just GA seating or if it's reserve seating.
Yeah, like they said, that first time we went up there, it was just standing room. There were no seats at that very top level 3 area. I think the booths along the side on the second floor before you get into like those box areas, I think those were reserved the first time we were at the Salt Shed.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because you can't really see the stage from
you
those.
can't see anything.
But I kind of feel like those were, again, this seems like it changes every time we go. So who knows? Next time we go there might be no seats, or it might be all seats, or I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the set list, I guess.
Yeah, they played What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse, Everything Went Black, Nightbringers, A Vulgar Picture, Nocturnal, Statutory Ape, Cursed Creature, Unhallowed, Funeral Thirst. They ended with Death Mask Divine.
I don't know why, but for some reason, the Black Dahlia Murders is like weird for me for some reason. Like we saw them at Milwaukee Metal Fest, and I kind of always forget we saw them. Maybe the set just didn't stand out that much for me. It was in the middle of the day. We were off to the side and like the balcony sort of recovering during their set.
Recovering. I like how you say that.
Yeah, resting or whatnot, right?
Yeah, resting would be a better word.
Yeah. They also have like a documentary type thing on Quillo that we've watched before where they're sort of on the Warped Tour back in like the early 2000s and showing all that. And I completely forgot about that documentary until Statutory Ape, when they brought the ape out. I'm assuming that's when the ape comes out.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that's right. It's in the documentary that somebody has to put this sweaty ass fucking smelly ape suit on and go into the crowd and do the mosh pit and all that with them. So I always forget about this band. Like I know about this band. I've seen them live. I've listened to their music, but it just never registers with me like who the band is until like halfway through their set. Like, holy shit, that's who this is. The music was good. I liked the music. They're more like melodic death metal, right?
Yeah, like early 2000s melodic death
metal. Very early 2000s.
Not like a deathcore or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had a feel like, I don't know. I mean, if they started like after the 2010s, I feel like they would be more deathcore than what they are.
Yeah.
Just because that's kind of like the genre or like when that was really becoming popular. But since they started in honestly, I don't know when they started, but since it has a early 20 or 2000s.
Definitely around that like new metal era coming up. And
but it's not new metal.
No.
It's definitely death metal, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, when you say new metal, you mean like early 2000s.
Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't want to think that it was going into new metal.
Yeah. And I know they're a popular band. You have some YouTubers like who vlogs that you listen to, and like this was one of their big bands.
Yeah,
that they
I
follow.
remember that from Milwaukee Metal Fest. I was so excited to see them because there's YouTubers that I watch that they actually do ex-Mormon shit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he always wears Black Dahlia Murder shirts. So I was super excited to see them at Milwaukee Metal Fest, but even seeing them there, I think I was like lackluster. I was just like, it's okay.
At Milwaukee Metal Fest?
At Milwaukee Metal Fest, yeah. Not saying like it's bad or anything. It's just not, and it's not unique. This is where I would definitely say it's not unique. It's just.
I would agree with that. It definitely has a very, again, not necessarily generic sound, but it's like it's a sound I've heard other bands do.
Yeah.
It's nothing with them necessarily stands out between other bands I've heard.
Yeah.
I enjoy their music. I really like their music. And like I said, I know their thing. I know they're out there. I know they're pretty big because of the YouTubers that you mentioned.
Because one person listens to them, you know that they're pretty big.
Also, I do like metal yoga at a brewery here, and the instructor one time was wearing a Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah.
So when we went there, I was like, shit, I'm going to keep an eye out for her, see if she's here at the show.
I think it's just one of those things, like, if I listen to them more, I probably get, into them a lot more. But it's just,
I agree.
It's just one of those things where it's not my normal rotation. So
yeah,
I don't listen to them that much. But
yeah, I 100% agree because I think I would get into them as well. I do remember during the show, you pull out your phone, you start typing, and you show it to me like, these guys are going to be fun on the boat.
Yeah. I just think the crowd is going to be, I think it's going to, when I heard them playing, I could picture them playing in the theater and just the crowd in the theater and stuff like that. That's the only thing I was like really saying.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Well, I also had it's not the similar vibe, but I did have a vibe like that when the boat. I don't remember why I thought this. Maybe it was like a wall of death. Like I want to see if they do a wall of death, which I think Shadow of Intent did. Yeah, because we were out getting the food.
It was right when we left. I was like, oh darn, we missed it.
And I think Lorna Shore called for a wall of death. So 2 out of the 4 bands called for wall of death, which is less than I would have expected, honestly. Anywho, I don't know why I thought this, but during the Black Dahlia Murder, I think it was before you even said like they're gonna be fun on the boat. I was like, I wonder if anybody's done this or why they don't do this. But Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd movie where they bring Jack Sparrow back up from Davy Jones's locker or whatnot, and they're running back and forth on the boat to flip it over. Mm-hmm. I was like, I wonder why instead of doing a wall of death, we just don't do like a wave of people running back and forth from side to side, trying to like tip the boat. I don't know how much fun that would be on like the boat deck of people just running back and forth between
or if you could do
side
it
to side, or if you can do it at all, right? But for some reason, I had that thought during this show of like, that'd be kind of fun to watch or be a part of. And again, I don't know why, but then you brought up like, these guys will be fun on the boat. Any case, back to the music or the set. Again, nothing really stood out for me other than the ape coming out and like, oh shit, that's right. Now it's clicking with me who these guys are. I've seen this before. I've listened to this music before. But other than that, like nothing was sort of like, oh my God, this is awesome to me. I don't know why. It was, again, same with you. Like if I listened to it more, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. If I listened to it more, I would be more into it, I think. And maybe I should. It's not in my rotation of things to listen to. Yeah. So yeah.
Got to force ourselves to do that, I guess.
I know. We talk about that all the time and then I just don't do it.
But they are on the set list now or the playlist now. So
and we'll see them again.
Just like Shadow Intent. At least once. I can't wait for the boat show to see how that is. The Lamb of God Headbanger boat. Don't know if we mentioned that. We said boat a number of times. That's what we meant.
We always mean Lamb of God's Headbanger boat. So
in any case though, like I said, added to the playlist. So who knows? Tomorrow it might be all Black Dahlia Murders. I really hate how that happens on Spotify.
I think Spotify, especially if like they're in the area, then they play it a lot more.
Yeah.
That's very common. So,
but yeah, pretty standard set for sure.
Yep.
And then we get into Lorna Shore, the headliner.
Shore, so for their set list, they played Oblivion, Unbreakable, Of the Abyss, Sun Eater, Cursed to Die, Into the Earth, Glenwood, Prison of Flesh, To the Hellfire. And then they played The Pain Remains 1, Dancing Like Flames, Pain Remains 2, After All I've Done, I'll Disappear, and Pain Remains 3, In a Sea of Fire.
Is that all of The Pain Remains? Like, is there more to it, or is it just those three songs?
There's more songs on the album, but it's Pain Remains 1, 2, 3.
All right, so there's 3 songs on the album, and each one is like a part 1, part 2, part 3. Okay, okay. Because was it the last show we saw? The show before that was The Pain Remains in full. Like, wasn't there a show we went to and they played the album in full?
Did they play it in full? No, they didn't play it in full.
Are you sure? There's one we went to and they played the entire album in full. What album was that? I feel like it was Pain Remains. Or maybe it
It
wasn't.
was just the Pain Remains tour.
Was it? Was that last year though at the Radius?
I don't think they played it in full though. Did they play it in full?
But was that the show? I guess is what I'm asking.
that's the one I would be thinking of, but I don't remember them playing it in full.
I mean, we could look it up, but I thought they did, but maybe they didn't. Yeah, that's right. There was the Pain Remains with Whitechapel, Kubla Khan, and Sanjuka Sabag. And I only asked that because it seemed weird that they would just tour on that album and then play it in full as their encore, even though that was like the thing they did. But it's not just those 3 songs. There's a whole other bunch of songs that are on that album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when the encore came out, you're like, oh, but they're going to play The Pain Remains. And I thought you meant like they're going to play the album, Pain Remains.
Oh, no.
Because I mean, these 3 songs are like 23 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. It's
combined.
It's long, yeah.
In any case, getting back to this set, I did notice right away. So for the other bands leading up to it, maybe not Peelingflesh, or Peelingflesh. The Black Dahlia Murders and Shadow of Intent all had the same sort of lighting setup where they had those pillar lights that would shine into the crowd. They weren't really bothering me like they had in other times. And I do remember past shows with Lorna Shore having very similar lights that sort of like would blind me and really pissed me off. But the thing with this lighting setup they had these sort of LED screens with like a platform where the drum kit was on top, and then these sort of really, really high resolution sort of LED screens where they would have imagery shown on there. And we've seen a lot of shows, especially this year, who use very similar sort of screens to do these really, really cool sort of images and whatnot. And I always think of the Sphere when I see that, just on like a smaller scale. So I really like these sort of effects and these lights. And it had the same sort of vibe or effect on this performance where it put the members of the band as sort of silhouettes. You just saw their silhouette with these sort of crashing waves, for instance, in the background, the Grim Reaper that they have in the background, like floating above
From the
them.
abyss, yeah.
There's one where like the Grim Reaper is standing over Will's shoulder with like the scythe coming over and like wrapping around him. I thought that was a really cool sort of visual and effect to it.
So you did like the backdrop.
This time I did like it. Yes,
okay.
That's
like
what I was saying.
No, I was just asking the
No,
question.
yeah.
Because as soon as it started, you were just like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, you're gonna hate it because they're whitewashed and like you can only see their silhouettes and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm torn on that a little bit because I don't necessarily like it 100% of the time, which it necessarily wasn't. You know, for this show, there were moments where they did have the lights like on them and you can see them, but most of their show, it is sort of, we're gonna be whitewashed, we're gonna be silhouettes to you to see this. This though was better. Instead of just the light shining directly in my eyes, this was more of like a visual aesthetic that went into it and added to the show, which was cool. But I do wish they wouldn't rely as heavily on that. I do remember at some point during their set thinking, well, what happens if you are, a non-headliner in a festival and you're playing, like the 5 p.m. slot of the festival and you're not going to be able to have these lights? Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know. But are you just going to be up there and playing in the sunlight? Like, how is that vibe going to be much different than this? I did think about that. But then I thought sort of quickly went away and was like, I think there would be higher up on a festival set list or a festival bill.
Potentially. But also, I don't know if they wrote this image around playing a festival though.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if it's only used for this, and then they would just have a different type of setup for it.
It could be a different setup. I'm just saying, like, it would be a different vibe completely to this show that we've really seen them as. Yeah. Like, we haven't seen them at that sort of setting or that sort of placement before. Maybe the first time we saw them. Yeah, it was the first time we saw them. I think with Gojira and Mastodon.
They were early on.
They were early on, and that show was a lot of fun. I do remember liking that show quite a bit. But I think they're starting to blow the fuck up. I think they're getting very, very big, which is cool. I like their music. And even they said, like, this is the largest production we've ever had. And like the day before this, I saw an Instagram reel with them or something where they're setting up their stage and they're in like a fucking arena. And I was like, holy shit, they are getting big. I was not expecting that, but no, they're getting pretty big, which is awesome. Like I said,
It's so funny that you Like, I didn't expect that.
I didn't. No,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand how deathcore is as big as it is. I'm happy it is. I'm just like, I'm shocked that this is the big metal
I
at the
think you
moment.
said the exact same thing last year when we were at the Radius, and like the line was wrapped around the block completely, like almost back to the parking lot.
I'm just not, I would not have expected this to become this mainstream. That's all I'm saying. Like, for these bands to be selling out these venues, I think it's awesome. I think it's great for metal music. I love it. Like, as a metal fan, I'm loving to see this sort of energy from like the people enjoying it. I would not have expected this. I would expect, something more like 3 Days Grace, that type of metal to become more mainstream and more accessible for people. Avatar to become a little more accessible.
Avatar is pretty accessible.
They're
pretty big, yeah.
But I feel like Lorna Shore is bigger than Avatar, I would say. I mean, Lorna Shore is playing Salt Shed. Kubla Khan played Salt Shed this year early on.
Avatar's playing with Metallica.
Avatar is playing with Metallica as the first opener. They're playing a month from now at Riviera, which is a much smaller venue. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I see what you're saying.
And Lorna Shore was here almost to the day a year before at another large venue at the Radius and sold that fucker out as well. So for that many people like to show up to this, I think it's great. I was like, I'm still shocked to this day about that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Again, Lorna Shore for me is every time I listen to them, they grow on me a little bit more and a little bit more. Their songs are so complex, so long. I love the more melodic aspects of it that then go into the vocals.
Yeah. It's a
I
whole,
love that.
Yeah, it's a whole aspect of the songs where it's not just like Peelingflesh was just kicking in the face the entire 2 minutes that they're playing. I don't know how long they play, but I mean they played like 12 or 13 songs, so I mean it has to be
they had to be
like 2
short
minutes
songs,
long. Yeah. Where Lorna Shore is more like, okay, we're gonna put on a production for 8 minutes, or I mean I think Pain Remains 3 is like 10 minutes, 11 minutes long, 13 minutes long. I can't remember.
Like I said, those 3 songs together are like 20, 30 minutes long each.
Maybe
or not
19,
each, but together.
Is that the 20-minute long song?
I think so. Let's double check because that is now on the set list. 9 minutes.
No, 9 minutes. So it's 20 minutes total.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I mean, they have like huge, like just
6-7 minute long songs.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is like the whole song is just a feeling and I think I used the word production already, but just like a masterpiece of the song itself, and it's not just let me blurt out my growls and then get off, and go on to the next one.
And to me, being somebody who likes like doom metal or even progressive metal, I was gonna say progressive, but to me that's then where this sort of dips its toe into the progressive metal side of things a lot, of being like, it's not just a song. There's going to be a whole sort of composition to the song.
Yeah.
We're going to tell a whole story throughout the entire thing. It's going to be up and down and all over the place. The guitar riffs are going to meld perfectly into the drums, which then the vocals are going to come in and match all of that perfectly. Like, I love that sort of composition of a song instead of just, as you said, peeling flesh of just like, we're going to kick you in the face for a minute.
Yeah.
Which don't get me wrong, I like that, but I like this more for sure.
It's just a different aspect of the music. So.
And toward the end of the set though, like getting into it, knowing that their songs are super fucking long, they only played 12 songs, including the encore. So it was still an hour and a half, I want to say, an hour and 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, probably.
For the entire set. But toward the end, I was like, they've only been playing for like a fucking hour. I think that's what it was. It was the final song. I was like, they haven't played for an entire hour yet. And then you were like, oh, well, they're going to play Pain Remains, and that's going to be like 20 minutes. So don't worry, we're all good. But this did sort of lead us to a 666 topic that we're going to talk about here in the coming weeks. Or it has already been posted. I don't know when this is going up versus when that's going up. But around sort of what do you expect from a headliner? And a part of me was like, they did not play that long. Even though they played an hour and 20 minutes, which is, to me, the baseline I would expect for your average sort of headliner. It felt very quick and short because there weren't that many songs, right? I don't know why that is, but to me, it did feel very quick and very short. Again, the fact that you started at 5:30 was sort of like, what the fuck? Why couldn't we have started later? It's not even 10 o'clock and we're wrapping up already. the other thing is, I don't know how hard these vocals are for Will.
Oh,
so
I'm
like,
sure. Yeah.
Like maybe that's part of the limitation there of like,
Yeah.
he can't play for 2 hours straight because these vocals can't be easy to do, and you have to maintain your voice. And if you're doing this night after night after night, like that's got to be fucking tough. So, I mean, I can't do those growls. They're fucking amazing.
I just whisper and I make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an amazing vocalist. Really, really, truly is. I don't know how the fuck he does it. I think it's awesome. The whole band as a whole, as we've already said, like the composite.
Yeah.
The more I listen to Lorna Shore, the more it's growing on me. I know you were a big fan early on.
I like Lorna Shore a lot. Yeah. Even on the boat last year when I mentioned to the Joshes, who we hung out with almost every day, when I said, "Oh, I love Lorna Shore," and one of the Joshes, sorry, I can't remember which one, was like, "Oh, do you like early Lorna Shore before Will or after?" And I'm like, "I like all of it."
Wait, there was one before Will?
Yeah, there was
Not one before. There's
Lorna
a
Shore was a
before.
thing before. Yeah,
I did not know that. All right.
it's more just deathcore, I guess. Like, but with Will's vocals, you really get this passion and this, like the.
So this. Is it the same sort of composition, very long and very
I don't know how long
orchestratic type songs?
No, they're just deathcore.
They're more deathcore.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that as much as I like. This is so unique to me, like this style of deathcore. Like I don't think there's many bands out there that sound like Lorna Shore, and I think a lot of it is that sort of orchestratic. I don't know. Those sort of compositions that they have now that I really enjoy. Did they play any of that older stuff, or was it all?
No, I've never heard any of that live. No, it's always been.
Oh, really?
Whatever. Okay. Yeah, like Will's done, and I don't know the history of the band or anything like that. I've never taken the time to look into.
Do you listen to the older stuff?
It comes up on like when I'm listening on like playlists and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I like the older stuff?
No, it's deathcore.
But I told you I like deathcore.
I know, yeah.
But I mean, honestly, even Whitechapel, the deathcore I like of theirs are like
the melodic songs.
The melodic shit. I really like the melodic stuff a lot more than their last album, Whitechapel. That is, I was not the biggest fan of. But what is it? Ken,
yeah.
Ken and The Valley, or like their two albums I like the most.
Oh, yeah.
For
yeah.
Whitechapel, that is.
Yeah. I thought you were saying like you don't like the Ken album, and I was like,
no,
you do.
no. Those are the ones I like. Their new stuff, which is very deathcore, I guess.
Yeah. It's not as melodic. Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to ask, or what I'm trying to get to, is old Lorna Shore, would that fall into Whitechapel's newest album, similar to that, or more similar to like Ken?
Oh, no, it's not like Ken. No.
Okay.
It's like early Whitechapel too. I don't know.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get to. It's like, all right.
I get what you're saying.
So not the melodic bits in it. All right. I don't know. Like I said, every time I see them, I enjoy them a lot more. So this was another great show to see them at. Overall, the whole night was fun. Outside maybe the first band wasn't my cup of tea, but it was still fun. You were getting really into it. The crowd was getting really into it. So that was awesome to see, even though I wasn't enjoying the music necessarily, but it was cool to see the crowd get really fucking into it. Yeah, another fun show for me, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad it was at the Salt Shed, because even when we were sitting all the way at the top on the third level or whatever, I was looking down at the crowd, and I was just like, if this was at like a House of Blues or even Riviera or one of those venues that has like the stupid floor thing where you have to like step down,
like the step down floor.
Yeah, like the especially House of Blues, it's like it would just been so. I mean, granted, there was a lot more people than would fit in House of Blues, but even if it wasn't, it's like the open concept venues are just so much better.
Yeah, and I don't think this show was sold out, but sitting up there for it, the crowd was pretty packed.
It looked pretty packed. Yeah, people all the way on the sides, all the way in the back. Yeah.
The grandstands, there were quite a few seats open for sure.
Yeah,
but
because most people were on the floor.
Most people were on the floor.
And we would have stayed on the floor, but we'd never seen a show in the grandstand. So my whole thing was we like to give a different aspect of things. So we thought we would sit up there. So.
And with these songs for Lorna Shore, I think sitting down was perfect for me. Like,
just to enjoy it.
I enjoy the music more in that capacity than I do like bumping around in the crowd and whatnot. To me, that's not like the get in a circle pit sort of crowd for some reason. It doesn't have that vibe for me. Also, like, this was just a couple days ago we saw it. It's the 25th today. This was what, the 22nd, the 23rd?
23rd.
The 23rd. So it's only been a couple days, and they're up at the rave tonight as well. So, I mean, they probably sold that out or did pretty well because we didn't get free tickets to that. Typically, we get free tickets if they want to try to bring people to the shows at the rave. But I think that's pretty good to be that close to these two venues and selling out these many tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Again, just a testament to how popular this band is and this genre of music is right now, which, again, I'm still fucking shocked by, but I love it. I fucking love it for sure. In any case, yeah, this was another fun show. Get out there and check out some live music.
Bye.